Electricity and Plumbing, Mr. Voigt. I am going to give you some instructions for this. We have school tomorrow. Our girls lost their volleyball game. So you're all going to be in class, and I'm not going to be here. So these are your instructions for what I want you doing during class. Don't really want to go out in the lab when we have a substitute here. So this is what you're going to do, and you're going to be doing some things for your project. So you guys should all have gotten this sheet. And what I asked you to do the other day is these calculations on the left and then add up your totals. I posted this on Google Classroom on Monday. So that's the first floor. When I put these numbers in there, so just for example, 13 feet 9 inches times 13, have to convert the 9 inches to a decimal, so 13.75 feet times 13 feet. That's how many square feet I get, round up. So I did that for all of them, and I added them all up, and that's what I got on the first floor. Whoops. This is what I got in the basement. Notice I did not do where it says unexcavated, so there is no basement there. This is your garage, and this is under your porch, so those don't have basements. Anyway, I got that. And then I added those two together on the front, and I got 2,781 square feet in the first floor in the basement. So if we use that figure to find out how many general purpose circuits we need, that's why we did all that. So you take 2,781 and divide it by 500, and you're going to get what? So it's going to be 5, and then whatever fraction, right? Like 5.5. 5.5 plus. So that's going to equal 6 general purpose circuits. So in this house, we're going to have 6 general purpose circuits. Not general, remember, general purpose circuits are circuits that have outlets and lights. Okay? Usually outlets that are going to be 15 amps or less. Or it could be a 20 amp circuit. But most of the 20 amp circuits are going to be going to places where we would use more electricity, like into a shop or a kitchen or a bathroom, where we'd have equipment that we would plug into them that would pull more than 15 amps. Okay? When we pull those circuits, those individual circuits to a bathroom or a kitchen or a shop, then we're probably going to pull at least 12 gauge wire, possibly even bigger. And often each circuit will serve one thing. Remember, those are called either small appliance circuits, which we would do in a kitchen where they would serve fewer outlets. Maybe you're going to have at least 2 small appliance circuits in this home. You're probably going to have 2 just in the kitchen, and you might have one for the bathroom here, and here's the bathroom in the basement. Okay, I would probably put 3 in this house. I would put 1 for the bathroom, since the bathrooms are stacked right on top of one another. You could run one over to there and share it, and then I would put 2 in the kitchen. So I would have 3 small appliance circuits and 6 general purpose circuits, plus, depending on what kind of, I could run a small, I take that back, I could run a small appliance circuit over here to my washer and dryer as well. Maybe I'll have 4 small appliance circuits. This water heater is going to be an individual equipment circuit, so I'm going to run one directly to that. Wherever my furnace is, it doesn't have it labeled in here, but my furnace is probably going to be in my utility room. Maybe in this closet, door there, somewhere in this room, and I would run an individual circuit to that as well. So we have some things to get to. All I want you worrying about right now are general purpose circuits. Okay, so this is what you need. What we're going to end up doing here, and I'm going to give you multiple sheets like this. I want you just focusing on the first floor right now. So you're going to do first floor general purpose circuitry. Obviously, if you're going to use a bathroom as a small appliance circuit, you're not going to put outlets in here. Maybe the light in here would be on a general purpose, but not the outlets. Depends on what kind of light you have in there. If it's a light and a fan, maybe it'll be on a small appliance circuit. But what you're going to do is what we have here. So this is one example. I'm going to show you another example on the other page here in a second. But I'm going to show you where to put the panel. This one says a sub panel. We're just going to use one panel in this house. It's not a very big house. So there's the sub in this particular example, they have coming out of there general purpose 6. So this is the 6th general purpose circuit in this particular home. You are going to label them. When you break your rooms out into the general purpose room outlets and lights, you're going to label them GP6, and you see here how they label this. GP61, it goes to this duplex outlet. From there, it goes to a switch and up to GP62 light. So this is a three-way switch circuit to that light. Over here, so these are cables. This is my cabling running to those things. And then these dotted lines are cables running to my switch circuit and light through my switch circuit. So then I come down here, it goes to these bank of switches. This switch feeds GP6-4. This three-way switch goes over to this three-way switch, serves this light, the GP65. This switch serves this is an outlet, I'm sorry. This goes to this outlet, GP64. This goes to this light, GP6-3. And then they come around here. This is obviously a split-wired receptacle. It gets switched right here. So anyway, this is how you draw them. You come off we'll come off of our panel, not our sub-panel, and we'll go and you'll break up, you'll decide where you want things. Now on this particular circuit, what do they got? They have 11 things on there. So what you want to do first, before you start breaking it up into GP6 or GP5, and I'll give you another example here. On this one, here's GP5, right? These are the different things on there. As you see, and again, they're outlets and lights and switch circuits. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. 7 is this light with that switch. 8, 9, 10. So this one has 10 on it. This one over here has 11 on it. So they don't have to be exactly equal in how you break them up, but they have to be somewhat close within a device or two on each one. So what you're going to do first, okay, your goal for today is to do this. You have to have this out. Now you needed this both to figure this stuff out, to figure out how many general purpose circuits, but these measurements are also going to be important so we know how many outlets we have to have along each wall, right? Each wall, or you can never be more than 6 feet away from an outlet. So you have to place them along here so that you can make that happen. Okay? Now, when you have these doors, you're not going to have an outlet there. You're going to have an outlet somewhere close to this corner, right? And you're going to have an outlet somewhere close to this door. And everywhere in between, you have to be no more than 6 feet apart on those. You could put more and fewer. These are windows. If the windows are up high enough off the floor, you can put an outlet underneath your window. That is okay. So, and remember, if you're going to put an outlet in, I'm going to give you a sheet this size because I don't want to run off a whole bunch of these. I'm going to give you a sheet this size without the numbers, and you're going to just draw in your outlets. You're going to draw in where you want lights, and you're going to draw in where you want switches and what you want switched. Once you get all of them drawn, then you'll break it off into different general purpose circuits. Remember, just outlets and lights in non-small appliance circuit rooms. So your bedrooms are all going to be on there, usually living room, dining room, probably your porch, and possibly even your garage are going to be on these general purpose circuits. Okay? You might have a light at the top of this step here. You can put a light on the wall if you wanted in a three-way switch circuit. I don't know. You're going to have to think about that. You have exterior lights that you might want to place. Here's your front porch. Here's your back porch. Maybe you want to put a light out here on the other side. These are windows. On the other side of these, windows here. Or maybe it would go over here. It doesn't really tell you what goes right here, but you guys are going to have to decide where you want things. Do you want lights on the front of your garage? Here are your 2 garage doors. Do you want lights there? Do you want a light by this door? If you put a light right here, it would serve both for that and for the garages. So I don't know how you want to do this. There is no real rule except for the fact that you have to have a certain number of outlets and certain rooms have to have overhead lights. I would think about putting maybe in some of these more than one overhead light. You can put and right now you don't need to do this, right? But if you put can lights in If you just put a circle and you put a C in it, that's a can light. All right? A recessed light, the ones that go up into the ceiling. So you can put as many of those in as you want, if you want those to go up inside your ceiling. So your job is to take this, figure out where you want outlets, where you want lights, and where you want switches. You're going to get a clean version. So for instance, you might want an outlet right here. This is a duplex outlet, right? That's what they're drawn like. Maybe you want an outlet right here. Make sure you have more than enough. Okay? Along there. This is your TV, right? You're probably going to want to have one here. And then maybe if this is my living room, this is my dining area, maybe I want to have pendant lights, P here. And maybe I just want them switched. I'm just giving you an example here. So this would go like this, right? Does that make sense? Now I haven't fed this yet, and you don't even right now need to draw these lines. Just draw where you want switches, where you want lights, and where you want outlets. You need to figure out what you want in here. That's your first step. You should be able to get pretty darn close. And if you want a switched outlet where part of it is switched, like we've been wiring up, you just color half of it in. And you got to know where you want that switch to be, though. Okay? Do you want lights in your closets? You can put lights in your closets. Okay? You can even go and put outlets in your bathroom and lights in your bathroom. We're going to put those on different kinds of circuits. Same with your kitchen. You can go ahead and put your outlets in here, but you have to then come back, and we're not going to make those general purpose circuits. We'll make those small appliance circuits. So your job, figure out where you want outlets, where you want lights, where you want switches. Start really thinking about it. You guys have lived in enough houses now. You should be able to do this. Just come up with where you want things. We will break it off into circuits later. Just for your information, we're probably going to put our panel. We have to have a furnace down here somewhere, but we're probably going to put our electrical panel right here. Okay, so that's our SEP. But again, just here's a workshop. You might want small appliance circuits there. Storage. Okay, this is not a living space. Not sure you have to have an outlet every 6 feet. This obviously is going to be living space. Okay. So you might want to have outlets out there every 6 feet. So work on this. You aren't going to have a big piece. You're going to have these small pieces. I'm going to make sure you have enough. You should put your name on it. And you should have one of these with your name on it. Okay. And you should have the one I'm going to have you get tomorrow with your name on it and do this. And you need to keep all these in one place because we're going to come back and use these to do our actual layout if it's on our larger pieces of paper. Okay? All right, so we're probably going to put 2 to 3 general purpose circuits on each on a sheet of paper, and then we'll get you a new sheet of paper, and you'll put your other general purpose circuits on that one. So you might have 3 first floor pages that have circuits drawn on them. Okay? All right. That's what you're going to do for me. I will see you on Thursday.